Welcome to Deal Dynamics. This podcast is all about selling your IT and tech business. We'll tackle topics like how to sell your business and how to manage the process. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and comment on what you'd like to see in future episodes.
In this episode, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, transaction manager at Venture Corporate Finance, how I got here and what I do, and some of the successes we've had along the way. I'm a qualified accountant by trade. Potted history of my career. Started on a graduate programme many years ago at one of the accountancy firms in London. Then worked my way via various means to be financial manager and financial directors at a number of multinational organisations, and then up to managerial managing director at a multinational organisation. And it's there that my my interest in M&A started, in that I oversaw the sale of my shares and my fellow shareholders to a Dutch company of our business. So that really, I thought, okay, they after a while didn't need me, they'd bought the company, and I thought, I've really enjoyed that process. What can I do to help people who've been in my situation to achieve and make sure it's not such a terrible process, but achieve a great outcome? And so I joined a corporate finance company helping M&A in the IT and tech sector.
Why did you choose to do accounting? What was the...
I don't know. My sort of sporting career was never going to take off, so something. And I've always been interested in numbers and mathematics, and to this day I am still interested in it, as you'd expect. But no real reason other than it was a good career which would make my mum and dad proud, as has proved to be the case.
Yeah, that's a better reason than any.
Yeah.
And then when you were kind of overseeing the transaction as managing director of the multinational and selling, what did that look like? How involved were you, and what kind of stage of the process?
Yeah, I was very involved. Took charge of all the due diligence and negotiation, all the due diligence streams and negotiations, and the acquiring company were a Dutch company, so there was some cultural and language intricacies, although the Dutch are obviously incredibly good English speakers.
Do you remember it being stressful?
Incredibly stressful, yeah. Waking up at night, we got a lot of money for the sale of our business, and we wanted that money for our shares. And so you want the deal to go through, but you've set your business up with the best of intentions and as you see fit. You're not ready for somebody you don't know to come and start picking holes in your business, asking you questions, saying, why did you do this, why did you do that? And it is an incredibly stressful thing. There's so many demands on your time during this process. Question from this person, another question from this person, the same question from these three people. Yeah, it is very stressful. But I thought after that process, there's an opportunity here for somebody to go and help entrepreneurs, guide them through this process. It doesn't have to be that stressful. Work with somebody who knows what they're doing, and it becomes a lot more of a pleasurable experience as you divest of your life's work.
So when the buyers came to you and started kind of picking at almost what you'd done, and obviously that's quite like an emotional thing for a seller to go through, and every seller has to go through that. And kind of, what would your advice be maybe for handling that if you're a seller?
I think you've got to stand above the fray. You've got to take a step back, to use a terrible cliche, but you can't. Everybody, their business that they've set up from scratch is their baby, and nobody likes being told they've got an ugly baby or the baby is slightly wrong in this way. It's not a nice process. But if you can step back and almost look at the end goal, I'm going to have exited this business but be given a lot of money for that opportunity, or some money for that opportunity, then you can take a more pragmatic and less emotional process. It can be a much less emotional process.
Yeah, and I think
But easier said than done.
Were you
is.
engaged with an advisor while you went through
No,
that process?
No. There was no. We just had an off-market approach from a company in Holland. We thought, let's speak to them. Why not?
So it really is 0 to 100 for you. You went from not considering a sale to speaking directly with the buyer and dealing with all of their information requests.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole essence of what you've started at Venture is that you are looking to kind of ease out that process and smoothen it out quite a lot.
Having been through it myself, I know that we weren't armed correctly to go into negotiations or to start the due diligence, and the process just went on forever.
How long does it go on for?
Oh, over a year.
Blimey. From
the initial conversations, because it's just, you don't necessarily know what information they're going to ask, and then producing that information is not easy.
No.
Whereas, and it explains a bit of why we are where we are with Venture, is that we know what people are going to ask for. Let's get it ready now. Let's look at it, and then you won't have any problems in the future when they ask for this information, because it's ready to go. And Venture has been a great experience. We've 12 transactions in the last year, which you've been involved in a few of them, and it's a very gratifying for me experience to help. I know people are in the same position I was in 6 years ago. They've taken the life-changing decision to exit their business, and helping them through it is something that brings me great reward, great gratification. It's something I love doing.
I think it just will be very reassuring to clients to know that you've been in their shoes. I think a lot of the time with advisors, it feels like someone who's never been where you've been and has never experienced that sale process doesn't really understand the stresses and kind of the uncertainty of it all. And having someone like that as your guide is crucial, and I think it's serving your clients very well.
Yeah, I think so, and I think when you can explain to our clients, the seller, that we've been there, I've been there, I've done this, I know what you're going through. It's frustrating, this bit, yes, I know, but look at this. There's certainly, it helps, and I think it becomes a more pleasurable process for the seller to know that I've been there, done it.
Thanks for listening to the Deal Dynamics podcast with your hosts, Gary Smith, Stephen Taylor, and Jack Chiappi. Please subscribe to our channel, like the video, and comment on what topics you want us to discuss. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter, as we provide insights, reports, deals, events, trends, and more. Just head to venturecorporatefinance.com/newsletter to sign up for free. The link is also in the description. That's all for now, folks. See you next week.